What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Angel Charda, and I got something to say. So today we're not gonna have a story time today, but instead we're going to do the do's and don'ts, and I'm going to tell you about my loc journey. So I guess it's kind of a story time with a little bit of now, but you get it. So loc journey, do's and don'ts. I guess first question is what made me grow my locks. Okay, so it came out of nowhere. I was staying on campus in college, and nobody I knew at the time really had locks. It was a few ladies with locks, but it was nowhere near like it is now. I had a cousin, I had an older cousin, and she had locks, and they were so long and pretty. But that was really about it. But every woman or every girl that I knew that had locks, there was something about them, they just kind of stood out. And you know, weave was, well, what it is now, you know, weave. And so I was pretty much trying to find myself, and I was like, I think I want to grow locks. I want to be naturally pretty. I want to be comfortable in my own skin. So I'm gonna grow my locks. And this was 2014, 2015. I had talked to my roommate about it, and she was like, okay, you know, go ahead, you know, I support you, da-da-da, like I think it's a good idea. So I was perm. I had perm hair then. So I tried to transition out. I commend anybody who can transition out. That was the worst thing ever. Let me tell you what happened. Transition my hair out, and so I used to perm rod it every night. I used to perm rod my hair, and I used to style inside of this mohawk. So pretty, so pretty. And then so after a couple days, when my mohawk would get old, I push it up to the front, and all my curls would fall in the front. So pretty. But one time, Miles College had like this concert or something at the Fairfield Community Center, and I had been outside all day playing around and chilling. And so you know what perm hair do when it get wet, it falls. It's not like natural hair to where water is a good thing, get a curl. Looked it like a slamp poodle. I made up my mind then, yeah, I'm about to go all the way natural, because what's not going to happen is I have another event to go to when I'm walking around looking like Wayman off of Low Down Dirty Shame. No ma'am. So long story short, I transitioned throughout the summer, and then when August came, cut it off. I got a low haircut. I was so in love with my low haircut that I forgot that I was supposed to be growing out my locks. Child, went through that awkward Vanessa Hustable stage of hair, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with it, honey. So I finally got it even or whatever. So then I grew my locks or whatever. In the beginning, when I first started my locks, I did not like it. I had short hair, but that was a style. I started out with the coils, and I did my research as far as I could. You know, I watched so many YouTube videos and tutorials and things like that. I didn't know if I wanted to do the 2-strand twist or if I wanted to do the coil. So I just went ahead and said I would do the coil. So I found this lady inside of Tuscaloosa / Alberta, and she started them off for me. And it was very uncomfortable, because I've never been like a natural person. Now, to people who have natural hair, they probably wear coils all the time, but for me, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It wasn't until my first retwist, and I can't remember, I think I had to wait either 3 weeks or either I had to wait a month before my first retwist. But anyway, it went or whatever. I couldn't wait until the first one, because my hair, it was so soft, and it started to loosen up a little bit. But after my first retwist, it looked a little bit better. So the more retwists I got, they started to get better, and then they started to bud. If you don't know what bud means and you're trying to grow your locks, bud is when, well, my hair isn't budding anymore, but budding is when you have, like, when you're trying to get your hair to lock, and it'll get like a little lumpy part or whatever. This, okay, well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this feels like this was once a bud. So a bud is pretty much just like where your hair is starting to lock. Out of all of your hair, it's a certain spot. It's really spontaneous. Your hair does it on its own, pretty cool, and it just starts to lock or whatever. So then eventually all of it will form into, you know, a lock. But child, honey, yes, it was pretty interesting, but I was determined not to. Now, this is my journey, speaking for me. I was determined not to wear weave, not to wear braids. I was going to embrace my journey. I did not want lock extensions. I did not want to cheat myself out of the experience. I learned, again, this is for me, I had self-esteem issues, and so I was like, I'm just gonna have to just go through this ugly duckling stage. Now, a lot of people don't believe that there's an ugly stage in growing your locks. I like that concept. That's a very powerful and a very positive outlook. No, there's no ugly stage in going through your locks. You have to grow through it. But in that stage, like I said, I learned how to love myself, and I learned how to accept me or whatever, because it's so crazy, because I was getting some crazy looks or whatever. If it wasn't for me growing my locks, I would have never tried lashes. I had to do something to kind of make myself feel a lot prettier. So I started wearing lashes, things like that. I do have a story to tell about how I learned how to put on my lashes. Ghetto. But yes, so anyway, like I said, I was just going through the motions and learning how to love myself, and I did like it, and I started to get comfortable. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. I didn't have anybody else who I was really comparing myself to. I did have these two ladies on Pinterest to where I was like, if I get to this length, I'm going to be okay. And so before I knew it, my hair took off. And I keep telling people I don't have no set remedy. I am going to make another video showing you what I use, but it's really nothing. I don't do anything to my hair, and so once my hair started to get a little bit more mature to where, because at one point I had to get my hair retwisted every 2-3 weeks to a month. Now I could go like maybe every month or every 2 months. Then it got to points where I was going every 3-4 months and whatever. So in the beginning of my lock journey, I was afraid to wash my own locks, simply because after I wash them, like my roots, they get fuzzy and I need a retwist. So I knew I couldn't retwist my own locks, so I never did. So I never did anything. So again, this is for my hair. And I watch videos and people are disgusted. Honey, they be so upset. You go 2 months without washing your locks. Why would you do that? Da 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 da. Shut the hell up. Do whatever works for your hair. I don't have dandruff and I don't have an itchy scalp. So it really, I am okay with going 2-3 months without washing my locks. I don't have a lot of product. The only product I use is Shea Moisture Coconut Oil. So I don't have any build up. And then like now I need a retwist, so I slick my edges up, but that's it. Like 2-3 months I don't wash it, and I just keep it moisturized with coconut oil, honey, and that's it. When my hair is taken off, it'll be 3 years in December. I keep my hands out of it. That's a do. Do keep your hands out of your head. I know you be so excited on your lock journey, but you are going to mess your hair up. Stop getting them styles all the time. And this is my opinion. I just feel like you should just leave it alone. And then if you get a style, that's fine, baby, but don't get one every 2-3 weeks. You need to let your hair grow. It's natural, like it's doing its own thing, and it's not going to lock if you won't keep your hands out of it. Well, my hair won't grow because you won't stop dyeing it. Y'all be putting dyes in the colors in it every 2-3 weeks, and every month and a half, like you got a new style, you got a new style. That's why it's not growing. Like you won't leave it alone. Just chill. It's gonna be okay. Just give it time. Like that's my biggest thing when I watch people with locks. I don't say nothing to nobody because I don't do hair. And this is just me. But when I be seeing y'all, and I just be like, yeah, that's why her hair won't grow. She won't keep her hands out of it. She just got a style last week. Now she got a mohawk. Now she done colored it orange. Tomorrow's going to be blue. Like, that's why. Keep your hands out of it. Also, don't go to different people all of the time. I've had my locks, like I said, be 3 years inside of December, and I've only used one primary person. Recently, during COVID, I reached out to somebody else. She does great work too. So out of 2 years, I've only had 2 people in my head. That is very, very important to me. Don't keep going to just any and everybody. Not saying that everybody can't do locks. I'm not saying that, but I really do believe in growing hands. And also, people use different products. People use different shampoos. People use different methods. So, like the new girl I started going to, she doesn't use a comb to retwist my hair. She uses her hands. And I know she uses a different color shampoo, a different kind of shampoo, and different kind of products. So all of that is different versus the girl who does my hair all of the time. She uses the comb to retwist my locks, and she uses different shampoos and stuff. So you see what I'm saying? And if you keep going to somebody every time you get a retwist, how is your hair growing? How is your hair doing anything with all of these different chemicals in it? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Don't do that. Find you somebody and just stick to that person. Now, I get it. Sometimes life comes up or whatever, and you may need your hair done. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with going to somebody else, but don't be flip-flopping, having 3-4 people in your head. That's definitely just not good. Like I said, just based off of the products and things like that. This may sound really silly, but speak positive over your hair. Like, in the beginning, like I said, I really wasn't all that happy about it, but once I kind of, like I said, but it did not take me long to fall in love with my hair, because baby, I knew I was gonna be fine. Like, once these locks dropped, I knew my locks was gonna be my glow up, so I knew I was gonna be fine. But it didn't take long, maybe about a month and a half, when I realized, oh, I'm kind of cute with my hair, and I liked it, my hair. Again, another reason why I did not get lock extensions, I wanted to see my hair grow. It's nothing like, man, you getting that fresh retwist and you seeing your hair drop, or you seeing your hair bud. Like, it's exciting. You have lock extensions, congratulations, I suppose, but that's just not my thing. But speak over your hair, like, ooh, okay, hair, like, I see you growing. Like, okay, that's pretty. It may sound silly, but I promise you, speak life over stuff. Like, you speak over your jobs and over your health.